So you want to get into vinyl collecting, but don't know where to start. Today is your lucky day. Today we'll be going over the top tips for new vinyl collectors so that they are prepared, they get the right stuff, and they get off on the right foot. Stay tuned so you can vibe out. Yeah, but have you heard it on vinyl? Hey, thank you guys for joining us again. This is Rodney B with Good Music. Really excited for today's video because we're going to be going over the top tips for new vinyl collectors. So why do we get vinyls to begin with? Well, it's the best form and way of listening to music. The warmth, the depth, the quality, the nostalgia, the ambiance, the luxury are just a few of the things why becoming a vinyl collector is something that I highly recommend anybody do, especially if you want to become a music connoisseur such as myself. And like all content, please make sure that you like, you share, and you subscribe to the channel. This helps me, obviously. It also helps the brand and helps us build a community of vinyl collectors and music lovers like yourself. So let's dig right in. So starting your vinyl journey from the beginning could be extremely overwhelming because you don't know where to start. You get questions like, what equipment do I need? What vinyl should I first purchase? What equipment do I need to maintain my vinyls? How do I even maintain my vinyls? What wires do I need? Where do I shop for vinyls? Is this a waste of money? How good of a quality speakers do I need? A bunch of questions. I'm going to help you get started with vinyl collecting today. Okay, so tip number one, you first need a good setup. I have a great video on the equipment that you need to first get started with vinyls. You can check it in the card above. There are two options that I highly recommend people get started with. Audio-Technica has a great entry-level turntable as well as Fluence. These are two options that won't break the bank, that won't destroy your pockets, and they're great entry-level options. Links are also in the description below. First one is the LP70, and Florence also has a great option as well. Good turntable, good setup to get started. Now, do not buy those all-in-one vinyl setups. You are doing yourself a disservice by doing that. You won't be able to upgrade it later. The quality is bad, and they are not built well. They're not built to last. Do yourself a favor, spend the $250, get started with vinyls correctly. The next thing that you're obviously going to need when you're looking at buying a vinyl setup or getting started with vinyls, you need the records. You need the vinyls. Getting started can be extremely complicated because there's a lot of different music out there. But there's one thing I want everybody to start with. Buy records that you like. Don't buy stuff to impress other people, because people come by your house once in a while, but you're going to be stuck with this collection. So buy the music that you like. You like DMX? Buy DMX. Don't buy Adele to impress people. Buy the music that you like. Also, when buying your first couple records, do not overspend. You're just getting started. Acknowledge that. Do not lead with your ego. Be humble. Spending $30 and under on records is fair. When you're getting started, don't buy $100 records. Don't buy $200 records. I know they may be records that you like, but you're going to want to get started with more than one, more than a couple. Why would you spend so much money on one record when you can spend that same $200 and get 25 records if you shop correctly? So going to your local record stores, going on Discog, checking out my website for some great options. The links are also below if you want to get started with some great hip-hop and some great R&B and soul and jazz records that won't hurt your pocket. $30 and under if you're buying a new record. If you're buying an older record that is used, don't spend more than 15 to 20 bucks. Now, sound quality is essential when you're looking at getting started with vinyls. I mentioned before, getting set up with a system that's $250 is a great option. It's the way that I highly recommend folks go when they're first getting the ball rolling in the vinyl world. See how I'm trying to do better with the vinyls and the vinyl, because I'm now learning that vinyl is also the plural word for vinyls. You don't need to add the S, or you could just say records. Thank you for those who have been correcting me. It's honestly just a force of habit at this point in time, but I am trying to do better. So buy vinyl, plural and singular, and don't use the word vinyls because you just sound dumb like I have in the past. But anyway, getting quality speakers. Now, there are a lot of options out there. You can go with passive speakers, you can go with the Bluetooth speakers. The setups that I have recommended for you guys in the descriptions are great starter kits, and they do come with some great quality starter speakers. But at some point in time, you're going to want to enhance the speaker quality. Another huge thing that really seems to get overlooked when collecting vinyls, especially for beginners and folks that are seasoned collectors, is that when you're buying a vinyl and it has that sleeve that actually holds the vinyl in it, like, that kind of paper, those are not the sleeves that you want to leave that vinyl in. For long-lasting shelf life on vinyls, you're going to want to get an anti-static sleeve to put your vinyls in. So as soon as you get that record, you're going to buy the anti-static sleeve, also in the description below, and put that inside of the vinyl case. This helps the vinyl last longer. It doesn't apply so much pressure. Obviously, it keeps the static away, and it helps the vinyl last much, much longer. Please do this with all the vinyls that you collect. Do not just rely on the paper bag quality paper that your vinyls are sitting in. Here's a pro tip that a lot of people overlook. Read the liner tips on the vinyls when you're buying them. These are packed with great information and details on the music, on the artist, on the song, on the genre, on the era. It gives you context so that when you're listening to the music, you have a deeper relationship with it because you know the history behind it. Have you ever watched a movie that was really good that you had to watch again, but then the second time you watched it, you had so much more of appreciation for it because you knew the context and you were able to absorb a lot more details the second time around? You were able to consume it and comprehend it a lot better. Well, reading the liner notes helps you give you that insight. And the last tip of today is that when you're listening to vinyls, be present, take your time, enjoy it. These are moments for you. It gives you an opportunity to slow down, to relax, to enjoy, and just consume. The beautiful thing about music is that it's healing powers in it, right? If you're feeling sad as a teenager, you put on music. When you're feeling excited and you're trying to get pumped up and get ready for a football game, you listen to music. If you're ready to go out and have a great time and hang out with friends, on the way, you listen to music. Music has power, but if we're not present in those moments, we really don't get an opportunity to really digest it in its entirety. So when listening to music and when you're listening to the vinyls, please be present, enjoy, relax. This is not a space for you to be stressed out. Rather, this is a space for you to decompress. So make sure you take the time out to do that. So these tips that I gave you today are great starter tips for any beginning vinyl collector. So make sure you use them. But also keep on discovering. Keep on expanding your musical catalog. Listen to other genres of music. Because you never know. You might stumble on something new and fresh that you truly love. Thank you guys for joining me today. Please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, music lovers, remember to tune in and vibe out. Peace.
Slow jams all up in the room, whispering sweet nothings.